In the contemporary world, numbers have become the invisible architecture of daily life. They guide decisions, shape identities, and increasingly determine a person's sense of worth. What once served merely as tools for understanding experiences have gradually transformed into the very criteria by which experiences are judged. Numbers promise objectivity, precision, and comparability. In doing so, they draw individuals into a system where value is calculated rather than felt. Today, humans risk becoming slaves to the metrics that are supposed to help them. This phenomenon stretches from personal life to professional realms, permeating sports, art, science, and the broader social and economic landscape. The rise of the quantified self marks one of the clearest examples of this shift. Modern individuals track nearly everything: steps taken, calories consumed, heart rate, screen time, productivity streaks, even mood fluctuations. These metrics often begin as well-intentioned tools for self-awareness and healthy habits, yet they easily morph into mechanisms of self-judgment. A day without reaching the step goal feels like a failure. A broken streak becomes a source of guilt, and social media engagement becomes a proxy for personal value. In this environment, a person's well-being is no longer assessed by inner experience, but by the numbers flashing on a device. Instead of numbers serving human goals, humans learn to serve the numbers. The dominance of numbers extends powerfully into our culture of achievement. Sports, education, and the arts, areas once grounded in human expression and intrinsic motivation, have become arenas defined by measurable outcomes. Athletes chase faster times, higher scores, and better statistics, often at the expense of their physical and mental health. Students learn not for the sake of curiosity, but to achieve a certain GPA or standardized test score. Even art, a domain traditionally indifferent to quantification, now faces pressure from the metrics of digital platforms, award systems, and commercial valuations. A painting's worth may depend less on its ability to evoke emotion and more on its market price or online visibility. In these environments, numerical benchmarks overshadow the deeper, less quantifiable joys of mastering a craft, creating something new, or growing as a person. Nowhere is the tyranny of numbers more deeply entrenched than in academia and scientific research. Here, impact factors, H-indexes, and citation counts have become shorthand for intellectual worth. Researchers are encouraged, sometimes compelled, to publish frequently, strategically, and in ways that favor metric accumulation over genuine discovery. The pressure to perform well numerically can stifle creativity, discourage risky or long-term inquiry, and distort research agendas toward trends more likely to yield citations. The scientific enterprise, built on curiosity and the pursuit of truth, risks becoming a competition of numerical prestige. The tragedy is not just in the stress placed on researchers, but in the potential loss of meaningful, innovative knowledge that falls outside the metric-driven mainstream. Beyond personal and professional life, numbers govern access to societal resources and opportunities. Credit scores determine who can obtain housing or loans. Ratings and rankings dictate how neighborhoods, universities, and even individuals are perceived. Performance dashboards in workplaces track every minute and measure output through productivity metrics that often fail to reflect the complexity of human labor. These systems create the illusion of fairness and objectivity, yet they frequently reinforce inequalities and obscure the context behind the numbers. A low score rarely tells the story of personal circumstances, systemic barriers, or human potential. The appeal of numbers is easy to understand. They offer simplicity in a complex world, clarity where ambiguity prevails. They provide a sense of control. If something can be measured, it feels manageable. But this lure of objectivity masks the reality that metrics are often incomplete and sometimes misleading. Human life, rich with emotion, creativity, struggle, and contradiction, cannot be reduced to data points without losing something essential. The psychological consequences of this numeric dominance are profound. Self-worth becomes conditional, pegged to fluctuating metrics. Anxiety rises as people chase validation through achievements that are never quite enough. Intrinsic motivation erodes, replaced by the pursuit of external approval. Identity itself becomes fragmented, shaped by the performance indicators that hover over every aspect of life. To reclaim humanity from numerical domination, society must rethink its relationship with measurement.